Gamar Joba Mego Brebo, Moji David Hochach Pedra. Dear students, today it's my pleasure to introduce you our instructor, Otar Chekurishvili. Hello, Otar.
Hello, Nadia. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you.
Otar will be leading PHP+Laravel framework. And today you will be able to learn more about his experience, more details about the course and the certification benefits. Otar, please tell our students more about yourself, your experience, and how many years have you been working in IT industry?
Okay, first of all, I would like to say that we don't have any prepared speech here. I'm talking is on live. We don't have any prepared materials here, content to answer on these questions. So I will be answering directly to Nadia's questions. Okay, my story begins on a very early ages, like from about age of 11, I was already typing some code in Pascal. That was my first programming language, and it introduced me to other languages as well. I was always curious about development and HTML, CSS, JavaScript parts. Back in kind of 2005, it was a completely different world to teach yourself web development, because there were no documentations or materials or tutorials, and no YouTube as well, or some classes. So how I taught it myself, I was just opening every website's source code via source. That was my favorite feature in Internet Explorer. By then it was the most popular browser. And I was just reading and seeing how other people have accomplished such features, let's call it so, of the website. And this curiosity led me to learning HTML and CSS at first. Then I began working with PHP. I taught it myself, and web development also was my first official professional job, to say so. I was developing websites. Back then, it was one of the largest and well-known local companies in Tbilisi, in Georgia. They were developing websites for government, for ministries, and for notable companies on the local market. Beginning from my first job, I was moving from one company to another for several years. I was gaining my experience everywhere, and I ended up working on remote jobs as well. It was like 2008 or 2009. I was working remotely back then. Nowadays it's like everyone is working remotely, but back then it was something new for me, and I've been working on different platforms. I was taking some gig works from different countries and different projects. It was pretty interesting, and after that I moved to the Bank of Georgia. It is the largest organization even today in the whole region. It's one of the largest financial institutes in the region, and I joined their team, and I was working on developing and improving so-called distance channels. And in a simple terms, it was internet banking and mobile banking solutions. Mm-hmm. We were maintaining several vendor-built solutions there, internet banking, I mean. Then we decided to build our own because we had capabilities to do so. There was a need on the market, and I remember that internet banking solution was one of the first ones that was developed internally in Georgia within our company, and it was not outsourced anywhere. We did it ourselves. After several iterations of these internet banking and mobile banking solutions, I moved to another financial organization. Their main field of work was online lending, online loans and similar stuff. And I quickly progressed there, to be honest. I was kind of hired there as a team lead of a local development team, and quickly I became a CTO of a local company, and then I became a global CTO of the whole holding. At this point, we were having some 35 or 40 developers and IT staff in-house, not counting IT help desk and IT support specialists. We were also having additionally like 20 people. So it was like 50 people, strong IT team. I was leading the team. We had 2 offices, one in Tbilisi and one in Ukraine, and we were developing custom solutions for the financial markets, let's call it so. It was a loan management system, CRM, ERP systems, balancing systems, and so on and so on. Mm-hmm. Also doing and developing websites, mobile applications, and integrations with lots of vendors and providers as well. Mm-hmm. Today, I work in the same company. We have transitioned ourselves and positioned ourselves as a service providers for financial institutions, fintech companies. We serve them and we provide them with custom solutions and backend systems. About 10, 15 companies are relying on our services right now, and we have a team in Tbilisi and across globe as well, because we hire developers on a remote basis nowadays as well. So that's what I do, and most of my work has been associated through these years on PHP. Mm-hmm. For the last 5 years or so, I've been working intensively on Laravel framework. Our main focus as a team right now is that we are Laravel-oriented developers, and it's our preferable stack to work on because we know it, because we can achieve many things very easily with it, and it's very popular.
Yeah, actually, that was my next question. Is this course popular nowadays? And according to your words, we see that it's very popular and developing. And according to your personal observations, what is the demand for such professionals? Is it high or low, or maybe rising?
Okay, if you can grant me permission to share my screen, I would like to show you.
You have the permission.
I already have. Okay, just a minute then. It's better to show you than to tell you. So I will be sharing the screen. I want to show you and demonstrate how popular a Laravel framework can be these days and is these days. Let's say which frameworks are the most popular around the developer communities around the world right now. Mm-hmm. We have Ruby on Rails. On Rails, on Ruby, it's the best framework out there. Lots of startups and lots of companies who are developing and are developing on this framework. For Python, we have Django framework. It is very popular as well. It's one of my favorites. Also, I also write on Django as well, and I like it very much. But my favorite is PHP and Laravel, and for PHP we have Laravel as the best framework out there. There are many alternatives between these, but anyway, I want to show you a simple demonstration how popular they are. Let's search for GitHub's repository for Rails framework. Ruby on Rails, here it is. And let's check these stars, which is a pseudo measurement of how popular something can be on the developer community. It has like 29,000 stars. Now let's check Django. Django framework. Okay. It has like 61,000 stars. And now let's check Laravel. Okay, Laravel. Actually, we are looking for Laravel. Okay, 67. So
okay.
so what I'm trying to say here is that if we take this GitHub star as a measurement of popularity, Laravel is the most popular and most starred framework for web development out there on any language. Started from Python, continued to Ruby and the Rails, pick any language. So also, you should. I will finish, please.
Okay.
Yeah, you should not take these measures as a religious measure. It's just stars. So every other solution and every other popular framework is decent and well maintained. So it might be a personal choice for many people. So and many developers.
Let's dive a bit more into the course details. What topics will be covered? What exercises will it include?
Okay, I plan to start from the very beginning because this is Laravel from scratch course. This is not a course for already experienced and already knowledgeable developers. Our prerequisite is that you should know PHP well enough to understand Laravel code. That's minimum. You should know some English as well to understand me. I won't be talking in Georgian, despite I'm Georgian and live in Tbilisi. And PHP knowledge is a must. So through the course, I will be guiding my students with simple tasks like Laravel, how to set up Laravel environment, development environment, and how to get started with Laravel in general. And I will be guiding through this. I will share the screen again, sorry.
Okay.
And this documentation, official documentation is for Laravel is something every person interested in Laravel development should be reading and should reread very often and should be referring to during the development. So this is our kind of outline. We won't be following every topic here, of course, but it is a very well structured documentation, and we will be taking lots of examples and lots of guidelines from here. But in general, my focus is that we should start from very basics, and you should move so fast that by the end of this course, you should have a ready-made, very real Laravel project. And yeah, we will be working on, you will be working on your project. Besides that, you will be listening to my speeches.
Okay, can you show maybe some Laravel environment? I mean, maybe some platform, something that students will use as a tools.
Okay, let me, I can't sadly show you a live code of Laravel product right now, but I want to show you this thing here. On the Laravel website, it has a so-called menu and ecosystem, and this ecosystem consists of many sub-projects. And as a Laravel developer, you should be understanding this whole environment, not only the framework itself, but every other component as well, because you should be able to know what's possible within this framework and what's possible within these components individually, and how they can be tied to each other, and how can everything here be used to achieve your goals and goals to write a project.
So our students will try to use each of these components.
Maybe not each, because some of these are paid and some of these are paid products, but most of them are kind of freely available, like Lumen. Let's take this one. This is a micro framework, kind of fork for Laravel, and it's pretty good choice for API development, for example. And maybe Sail, it is my personal preferable way to quick start with the Laravel development environments. Mix, this is something that I use in many projects as well, not only Laravel projects, but in many other projects as well. It is concentrated on JavaScript asset compilation and bundling. And so I will be guiding you as much as possible so that you guys understand what's possible.
Thank you. And how would you define the prerequisites for this course? What should potential students already have in order to get the most? As you said, they should know already PHP programming language, or maybe there is something else?
Well, in general, students should be familiar with web technologies, because HTML and CSS, for example, HTML in general is the foundation of other web technologies on the market. Everything we see on the web, it comes from the HTML. Let's check this, for example. The source of this here, it's HTML. So this is something you should understand. This is something you should not be expert in, but you should understand how web development works. You should understand HTML. You should understand CSS. It's very preferable if you understand some basics of JavaScript as well. We will be oriented in full stack development, not only backend development, what Laravel offers. So I will be showing you from time to time some things like how to tie Laravel framework with JavaScript, and how to use this very well-known package Laravel Livewire. This is something, a whole different stack has been created on top of, full stack. For example, this tool stack, it is different directions. This is combination of 4 very foundational and very interesting technologies and frameworks out there. Laravel, we use it for backend in this stack. Tailwind CSS, we use it for CSS and for styling our HTML. Alpine.js, this is where minimalistic framework of JavaScript. It's not even framework, it's kind of library. So it replaces a whole needle jQuery and stuff like this that we often meet. And Livewire is something that integrates very well with Laravel and Alpine.js, and you almost are free from writing vanilla JavaScript or some JavaScript code. Most of the code you write with Livewire is kind of outputting JavaScript for you. You are writing some PHP classes, and it is working with Ajax technology. And it's very easy and it's very popular these days. I'm telling you, the whole tool stack has emerged from this Laravel.
Okay. And what international certificate will our students get after successfully passing the exam at the end of the course?
Okay, my goal is to prepare students as much as possible for the Laravel certification. In the past, kind of 2 or 3 years ago, Laravel has introduced this official certification. This is something many developers these days and many employers these days are checking, and they are not demanding it, no lie here, but from my personal experience, I'm certified Laravel developer as well. From my personal experience, recruiters have contacted me several times, like 3 times. 2 of them were from Europe and 1 of them was from Asia. And when I talked to them, they directly told me that their single purpose of picking me, picking my candidate, my resume, LinkedIn resume, LinkedIn profile, above other candidates were that I had this Laravel certification, and that was a good measure for them and good filter for them to filter out candidates. I was not interested in such these job opportunities, but anyway, it's a good measure how well this certification can perform. So this is not something everyone demands, but it can help you stand out, and it can help you to be more confident in your skills and be confident in developing and tackling this complex web development.
Yeah, you're right. Many employers look for these certifications to know that these specialists really have improvement of his or her experience and knowledge. What is the structure of the exam? Are there multiple choice questions or maybe something else?
Mostly it's multiple choice questions. You are given some questions and you have to pick the correct answer to it. Actually, I'm not supposed to be sharing this exam experience because this is something everyone agrees on, that we should not share some questions or some answers or anything specifics about the exam, but I'm not sharing a specific detail here. It's a multiple choice question, and it took me about 1 hour to pass the exam. I was not prepared for the exam, to be honest. It was pandemic. I was working from home as my whole team. I was on a vacation and I got bored and I quickly bought this certification voucher, and I quickly passed the exam. It's not something I was preparing for months, so it's not that hard.
Let's name some job positions that are suitable for specialists who will finish this course.
First that comes to mind is very broad, but I should say it anyway. It's web development, because using this technology, anything on the web platform can be developed, starting from simple websites to, I don't know, some complex platforms or backend systems or APIs or integrations. Anything that comes in your mind, Laravel is ready to develop for the web. So it's very kind of easy to develop on this framework. It's my personal opinion, because it has a very good ecosystem, as I told you. It has many good things built in. For example, one of my favorites is queuing and background workers. If I pick, for example, other frameworks or compare it to other frameworks, you have to install some third-party dependencies, third-party libraries. You have to set up some other services, and only after that, only after this custom work, you are able to do this background queue jobs. And in Laravel, everything is built in and it comes out of the box, and it's very easy to use it. You don't have some other barriers other than to start using it.
What would you recommend to new students in order them to get the most from this course?
Several things. You should be confident in your English. I'm not native born English person, I'm Georgian, but I speak English, and don't hesitate to ask me questions if you have some, if you don't understand something, just ask me. Another thing is that students should be attending. If they don't attend, it will be very hard for them to keep up with these courses. Mm-hmm. And from session to session, we will be moving very quickly, and just by checking out documentation or materials I will be sharing with you, I don't believe that will be enough. Just attend the classes, because we plan to do explanations and some theory work on the first phase of our session, and second part of our sessions will be devoted and dedicated to kind of workshops. We will be working on different examples and different exercises, and just get involved into that, and your knowledge will be built up on top of that. Mm-hmm. Also, one thing that comes to mind, and this is my personal opinion, and I would love everyone, my potential students to keep this into mind. Just turn on the web camera, because we are working remotely, teaching remotely, and I need to have visual contact with you. That's pretty important.
Mm-hmm. And how do you think, which can be the next step for students? Maybe another course, or maybe something else?
To be honest, if people and if the students know enough PHP to get started with Laravel, and if they follow my advice and follow my sessions, well, they attend and they follow with exercises and homeworks and all this stuff, mm-hmm. Then they have two options, like to try their best with different technology other than PHP, try their best with different technology on PHP, like there are some alternative frameworks like Symfony. It is very good one. It was one of the foundations of Laravel. It's at the beginning. Nowadays, they less and less rely on Symfony components, mm-hmm. Laravel core developers. And another options that these people have after completing this course is to not to just jump to another technology and try your best, but improve your knowledge on this foundation that I will be giving you. Because after this, after you know the basics, after you have confidence that you are able to pass the exam, then sky is the limit for you. Just start working with Laravel, gain experience, and everything will come itself, mm-hmm. because knowledge is adding up, and you are becoming more and more confident, and you can tackle more complex projects after that.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to share information about your donation?
Sure, why not? That's what I asked you to point out on the website. That's my personal decision. I want my potential students to know that I'm not taking these classes just for money. I have several motivations here, and I would like to be crystal clear about them, why I am doing them. First of all, helping another like-minded young people to become good Laravel developers, it's a pleasure. It's a challenge for me, and that's what I like. It's a challenge for me to teach some young people how to be good and how to be confident in their skills. And this is something I am interested in. After the course, if the output and outcome of the course will be like at least 3 certified Laravel developers, that will be a great achievement for me as well, because I'm putting all my resources there. So my motivation is that it's a challenge here for me, and the challenge to give these young people a good example. And money is not a motivation. You already mentioned about donation. My whole compensation will be given to PHP Foundation. I will be sharing the screen again.
Okay, just a second. Okay, you have the permission.
I have permission, yeah. What happened in the recent weeks, several weeks ago in the PHP world, is that one of the most notable and core developers of PHP, Nikita Popov, has left PHP project, and it was clear after that that someone should replace Nikita and PHP development as a languages and as a platform and as an ecosystem should continue very sustainable way. These PHP core developers decided that it was the time that they follow the road of other well-known projects like Django, for example. Django has a foundation as well. And they created a PHP Foundation, and many companies like JetBrains, for example, they are sponsoring. They have initially sponsored this with 100K, and private packages. This is another PHP company, PHP-oriented company, have poured in 80,000, and individuals. Tyler Otwell, this guy is, by the way, creator of Laravel framework, and everyone should know their name by the end of my course. Rasmus Lardov himself. This guy is the creator of PHP. So these guys are uniting their forces, their finances to fund the development of this PHP project, and so it's sustainable, and it should be only community driven. And as of now, they have accumulated like $300,000 yearly budget, and I will be joining them with my compensation from this course, and I will be devoting there and donating 100%.
Yeah, thank you for this decision. I personally respect it and appreciate. Thank you very much, Otar, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And sharing your experience and vision. I really hope that today's interview will help our students to decide whether this course is for them or not. And see you soon. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you, everyone.